I have Jennifer Booker here, and Jennifer is a broker associate with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
I am so happy that you're here. You're actually my first guest on this little Zoom meeting.
Awesome. I'm excited. Thanks so much.
Me too. So a little bit about Jen. Jen was born in Costa Rica, but has lived in Palm Beach County for over 30 years now. And she decided to obtain her real estate license in 2005. And it has been her profession since then. So Jen, how was it
That's right.
growing up a little bit in Costa Rica?
Well, it was great. I was born there. I was there until I was 11. So it's completely different than here. Most people think of Costa Rica as a destination place, but when you're living there, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But it was great. I love it. I still visit. I have family there and I take my kids there and they love it. And it's great to have a second language.
That is amazing. Yeah, being bilingual. I mean, I wish I continued Spanish. I only took a little bit in high school, but I know that it's extremely valuable to have nowadays. So that's amazing. And I
Yeah,
know
and I
that,
do
go ahead.
I do have a lot of clients who, even though they speak English, there's a difference in being able to get to talk to somebody in your native language, and especially when it is, buying or selling a home. It's just easier when you can explain things to them, on the contract and what's happening. So it's
Yeah.
great. It's been very beneficial.
Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. And I know that Jen has seen many ups and downs in real estate over the years. And I personally have worked with Jen. She helped my family, my husband and I, and our kids find a rental on two separate occasions. Once when we were moving to Palm Beach County, and then again when we were still moving in Palm Beach County, but we moved from Wellington to the Green Acres area. And we are actually in the market for buying a home within the next year. So part of the reason why I wanted Jen to come on was because, one, she's extremely knowledgeable in the real estate market. When we were moving up to Palm Beach County, I knew nothing about, what to expect pretty much. And Jen shed so much light on the actual process. She was amazing to work with. So I recommend her to everybody. And yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So Jen, tell me just a little bit about yourself, or elaborate more on what I've already said, your accolades, and let's have everybody get to know you a little bit better.
Okay. So yeah, I decided to get my real estate license in 2005, as you mentioned. Of course, it was the height of the market back then. And I've seen all the ups and downs that we have gone through in the market, which has been great. It's been great, good learning experience for sure. I also obtained my master's in education. I think it's one of the main things that I love is to educate people, which relates very much to real estate because you're teaching somebody the whole process from, beginning to the end, on not only buying, but selling. So I love education. I call it to my alphabet soup after my name because I continue to study even in real estate. I received my broker's license because I wanted to learn the whole process. I didn't want to open a brokerage, so it's not something that I'm interested in, but I wanted to be able to have as much knowledge as possible to help my clients to the best of my ability.
Right. And knowledge is definitely power. I know in real estate, because me personally, I don't know a ton about real estate. So for me, I prefer to have somebody who is extremely knowledgeable, who's dealt with a wide range or a wide variety of clients. That way, they can shed the most light on everything. So.
Right. And something that becomes an everyday thing for us in the real estate business is not something that as a consumer, are used to. So it's always great to have somebody who's in the business as a profession and who can explain the whole thing to you, which is why I think my education background goes so well with real estate, because I love to teach people.
Yeah, agreed. I definitely agree. So you guys own a house, right?
We do. We own
Okay.
a house. This is
And
our second home.
oh, okay. And so when did you buy the house that you're in, and how is the market? Because obviously the market has changed drastically, I feel, since the pandemic. I don't know if that's the case, but how has it changed from now, from when you bought your home?
We've actually never seen the type of market that we're in right now. Most brokers will tell you this is one of a kind. When I purchased my home, we bought it in 2012, and it was during the low of the market, and my home was actually a short sale. So we had a lot of short sales going on during that time, a lot of foreclosures, which is a complete different process when you're buying and negotiating. Specifically in a short sale, you're not only negotiating with the seller of the home, but you're also negotiating with the banks. And if somebody had two mortgages, a first mortgage and a second mortgage, now you have two banks that you're dealing with. So it's a quite, complicated process. But of course, I was able to purchase our home through the short sale, which was an amazing benefit to us. And I was able to do it in 30 days, which is really unheard of.
That's
With
great.
a short sale process, you can go all the way up to 90 days or longer, depending on the banks. Of course, it was for me. So I was definitely, not only would I not be on top of it, for my clients, but I was definitely on top of it, for us to be able to move in.
Right.
What's interesting is I had not done a short sale for quite a bit, since 2012. Those started to go down and diminish. I recently just did another short sale in 30 days again. And we closed it back in December. So
Woo.
things are definitely different. The market right now, as I said, is at an all-time low in inventory, which is completely different than what we went through during, the downturn. Right now, we have about 2.3 months supply of inventory. So what that means is that in 2.3 months, if nothing else came on the market, all of the homes that are listed for sale will be gone in 2.3 months.
Wow.
So that is the lowest that we've ever seen it, which is why it's so different. And the demand is so high, especially because interest rates are so great right now. Most people can afford to buy a little bit more of a home than they would have been able to previously. And there's more demand. We have obviously a lot of people that are wanting to move down to Florida. Our weather is great and they're wanting to escape the cold.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people moving in. So the demand is high. So yes, it's a complete different market right now.
Right. Yeah. I know, I just from like hearsay, I've heard that a lot of people are coming down from New York, especially New Jersey, all of that. So that makes sense why it's a little bit harder. I'm thankful weather-wise to be in Florida right now because it's freezing up
Yes.
there. So that's definitely good to know. So kind of like going off of that, is there anything important or things that we need to know about purchasing a home in 2021?
Yes. So for you guys as, buyers this year, you definitely want to make sure you are completely ready. By ready, I mean you want to be talking to that mortgage broker now. Make sure that you have all of your financials ready. You have your down payment, you have your closing costs ready. You want to be completely pre-approved. And that means that the person has seen all of your financials. They've seen your tax returns, they've seen all of your income, all of your documents, they've reviewed everything, and there won't be any issues during the process. So that's the number one thing you need to do as a buyer, is just be ready. We are seeing multiple offers when a home goes on the market that is absolutely ready. when there is nothing that the home needs, for it to be done, it's going to go in one day.
Wow.
Yesterday, I was actually previewing a home for a client, and we did a Zoom meeting while I was there, and I showed the home. The agent said he had 11 showings for that first day.
Wow.
11 showings, and he received an offer that same day. So we are seeing multiple offers on homes that are perfect and ready to go.
Wow. And you just have to get them in as quickly as possible, I guess. There's actually a home in our neighborhood. There's a few homes for sale, but there was one that went on the market and it was under contract within 24 hours. So I'm not surprised at all that homes are going very quickly, especially in this market. And, I've been talking with obviously different people, homeowners, renters, and I've been hearing that they think that the market is going to crash like 2008. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's going to happen? Is this something that we need to take into consideration?
We won't know, right? I wish we had, that ability to know if something's going to happen or not. As I mentioned, this market is different than during the crash that we had recently because there is no inventory. Back in the day, builders were building too many homes, so there was there was too many homes for sale back when the crash happened. Do we think something might happen? Probably, because real estate is always, cyclical. It goes up and it goes down. So at some point, I think something could happen. When, I don't know. Interest rates are still low, demand is still high, and inventory is still very low. So when all of those things are in play, prices go up. Right now, compared to last year in January, we have about a 16% increase in prices in the median price of a home in Palm Beach County.
Wow.
So I don't see that changing anytime soon. Could it change? Probably. We just don't know what's going to happen to cause that change,
Right.
or when that will be. It could be a year, 2 years. So what I always tell my buyers and my sellers is you have to look at your own situation. You have to look at where you're at and what your family needs. Don't worry so much about what's going to happen in the market. And just make sure that if you are going to buy a home, that you can see yourself living in that home at least, 7 to 10 years. That's kind of where most people are going nowadays, how long they stay in a home.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you think about that. And if you're a seller and you have to move because you're going to a different job, you have to relocate, then obviously this is a great seller's market. This is a time to put your home on the market. A lot of sellers tell me, I can't put my home on the market because I don't know where I'm going to go.
Right.
If you're not moving out of the state, it's going to be difficult to find that house. But we can get it done. I've had sellers who have sold their home and purchased another one. Is it a little bit longer of a process? Yes. Is it more tedious and stressful? Yes. But you can still accomplish that, move up in a home or sell your home and maybe downsize, whatever the case your family needs.
Right. And so my grandparents are actually in Kansas City right now. They're dealing with all the terrible weather. So I proposed to them that maybe they should try to get a condo or something down here, live down here for half the year and then try to rent it out. Do you think that the actual rental market, like the snowbirds and the long-term rentals, how is that doing right now? Do you think that's a good purchase now or?
Yeah, so rentals are also, as you experience and we experienced, we did the same thing. There were multiple offers on rentals. Whenever a home that was great came on the market, and even we went to see it, there will be multiple offers. Things were going above asking. I recently just closed another couple who needed to rent, and they had to go in above the asking price for the rental. So we're seeing the same thing as far as that goes. It is definitely a good investment. The only thing you want to think about with a condo is the restrictions. So make sure that, you always take a look at what restrictions the condo might have for renting out a unit. because a lot of them are, looking at bylaws and they don't want the transient rentals. They want more of a long-term renter if it's somebody that's going to rent it out. And they really prefer for a condo to be sold to an owner, someone who's going to be living there the whole time.
Got it. All right. That's all great advice. I'll definitely pass that on to them. They'll have to wait a little bit longer and try to see. I don't know. I mean, uprooting them is tough. So we'll have to see how that goes. So why should people actually hire a realtor or a real estate professional to help them with a purchase? Aren't people able to just go directly through a listing agent, or how does that, why,
Sure. So as we've been talking, you want to make sure that you have somebody that's helping you and looking out for you when you're putting in an offer. If the inventory, like I mentioned, is so low, let's say there's a home that you love and you want to put in an offer, you would be talking to the agent, that's the listing agent that's representing that seller. So you really don't have anyone guiding you on how to get accepted in this market, because you are not only going to be the only offer going in, you're going to be one of many. So you want to know where are the negotiating points that a seller would look at, because it's not just money. Of course, money and the price that you offer, it's very important. But if you're getting a mortgage, making sure that you can get that loan approval within the right amount of time, minimizing any contingencies to where you're still protected, but to where it's still going to be something that a seller could say, okay, this is still attractive. There, I could accept this offer. So when you have multiple offers, you definitely want to have somebody that's helping you, representing you for a purchase. It's so important.
Wow, that definitely, yeah, because obviously a lot of us are talking and we're trying to see what's best. But I know for me personally, since I don't know a lot about real estate, I know that I definitely take comfort in, hiring you to really navigate the market, especially because it's so different from when it was. I mean, you're dealing with it every day. So personally, I don't want to deal with the stress. I would rather have, you deal with it.
Yes, yes. And it'll still be stressful, right? Because it'll be the waiting game that we've gone through already, even as a renter.
Yeah.
It will be the finding out, the waiting. Now we have multiple offers. Are they going to take ours? How can we make this as attractive as possible so they choose your offer?
Right. Yeah. And I definitely, for anybody who is looking for a rental or buying a home, which I need to take, this advice is to just be patient. Because I'm very impatient. So that's definitely, I'm glad that, we have you in our corner, and, any real estate agent, it's definitely not easy. So then, my husband and I have been talking about if we're wanting to purchase a home or do new construction. And I've been looking at land here and there just randomly, not yet. And it seems like the land is extremely expensive. But what do you think about buying a lot and then building? And are you able to help with purchasing a lot, or do you just handle purchasing homes?
No, I can. I've actually also done commercial real estate here in Palm Beach County, so I can certainly help you with the land purchase. It is completely a different, thing than buying a home. So you want to, as far as a mortgage, you want to have, there's only certain banks who will lend you the money to buy the land and also give you the construction loan, which is something that you would need if you're looking to build your home. The other thing you want to look at is, the builder. You want to make sure that you interview the right builder to help you build the home. And right now, I'm seeing shortages in supplies. So things could be delayed. So again, packing your patience when it comes to building a home is definitely important. Even with the big builders here in Palm Beach County, they're having to delay the delivery of a lot of their homes because things like appliances are delayed on being delivered, because they're not being made, or things are just in back order. So we're definitely seeing the effects of COVID-19 in those areas as well.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about the supplies being delayed too, because I know from our friends building homes, they've, had to wait, and it's been frustrating, and it delays. When one thing's delayed, then it delays, multiple things. So that is excellent insight onto that. I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
So then I kind of want to move into like popular trends in design, building off of that, because I've realized that I am a lot pickier than I thought. And after talking with my husband, I'm like, well, what if we buy a house and I want to change this? And what if, and he's like, oh man, we might just need to buy, because if you're wanting to make all these changes. So what are
Yeah.
the new like trends and materials, and what's really popular nowadays?
Well, we're still seeing in kitchens. Obviously, kitchen is the focal point of every home. Especially now we're home, we're cooking more. So you definitely want to focus on that. We are still seeing the gray colors in kitchens. As far as the countertops, marble-like materials are in, as well as quartz. And, some granite is still something that, depending on the colors, that a lot of people still like to see in the kitchen. As
Right.
far as the flooring, you want to see tile. There is some laminate. They made laminate very nicely now, where it's updated, upgraded, and a lot of people will use laminate. And of course, the wood-like trend is still around. The main thing with flooring is you want to make sure, if you're thinking of redoing your home, you want to make sure that you do the flooring all the same throughout the house. It's one of the biggest things that my buyers will say when they walk into a listing. I actually just did a YouTube video about this on my channel, on what buyers hate to see when they walk into a home. And that's one of the biggest things, the different floors in every room. So if you're thinking of redoing your house, make sure that you have a uniform flooring throughout the house, because buyers, that is the one thing they don't want to do, is have to change the flooring.
Yeah, in our current rental, the upstairs is all wood, and then the downstairs is tile, except for our bedroom is wood as well. So
Mhm.
it's best to keep the same flooring in the main part of the house, and then maybe in the bedrooms do a different flooring, maybe.
You could do that. The other thing is you can also use area rugs. A lot of people don't like to step on a cold tile if you have tile throughout the house when they're in the bedroom. So use an area rug that you can step onto, in your bedrooms. But definitely keep in mind and trying to keep that uniform flooring throughout. And if you don't go with tile, like I said, wood like tile or wood like flooring is not specifically wood, because some of us have children and
Yeah.
pets, and you don't want to deal with the scratches, but laminate and wood like flooring are great options.
Wow, yeah. So I kind of want to end this with just, what do you think people need to keep in mind when finding a rental? And then what do you think people need to keep in mind for buyers and sellers of homes?
Okay. So rentals are very, very different. You actually want to also do your homework and get things ready. You want to have maybe a letter of recommendation from your previous landlord. And those are things that you can get done ahead of time, so that when you find that home, you're not rushing to get that information. We went through that as well, and you guys were ready to go. You want to have a letter of recommendation, have your income. You want to prove what income you make. There are some landlords that want to see that you make 2 to 3 times the rental amount for your income. And again, be ready that when you see something come on the market, you need to be available to go see it right away, because more than likely, if it meets all of your check boxes, it's going to meet a lot of other renters check boxes. So you're not going to be the only one looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very similar to buyers, make sure you're ready. You have that mortgage person on your side. You have interviewed and hired an agent to help you with the purchase and the process. And again, patience. You're going to see a lot of homes, not only because it might not meet what you're looking for, but because you love the home, you put in an offer, and unfortunately, you're not accepted. So in this market, definitely, keep in mind that you might lose a few homes before you get the one that is for you. And for sellers, prepare the home. Take your time getting your home ready before you put it on the market, because if you are completely ready, you will have more showings and you will have more offers come in. It is definitely a seller's market, but you still want to have that time ahead of time for ahead of when you list it. And make sure you take professional pictures, or if you hired an agent to help you, make sure they're doing professional pictures. We're all looking for everything online. So the main way for buyers to come to your house and see your house is going to be online. So that is so important right now, to have that professional photographer to come in and take your pictures.
Yeah, and I can imagine that, more people are doing like Zoom meetings. I know you mentioned that you're able to kind of show the home during via Zoom, which is pretty convenient as well now.
Yeah. Yes. Again, something new in this market is I've actually sold a home without the buyers being here,
Oh my
which
goodness.
is so crazy. Yeah. So you definitely, as an agent, you want to have those tools and be able to Zoom your client. So not only husband can be there, but wife can be there. You're not just FaceTiming, which can be spotty. You can record it. You can send it to them again. I've also done where I take a video and upload it to my YouTube channel, and I can send that private video just to my client so they're able to see the home. Even if we've Zoomed, I'll take a video afterwards so they can have it as well.
Perfect.
So technology has definitely helped us in real estate, and it's important to know what technology to use in order for our out of town buyers to be able to purchase a home.
And people can find your YouTube channel by searching Jennifer Booker Realtor, or what's the best way for people to find you? I'll link it down below.
Yeah, they can search jenniferbooker.video and they'll be able to find my YouTube video.
Perfect.
Or channel. Yes.
Yeah,
I try to do new videos every week with information that buyers and sellers can use. Perfect. So I try to just give information.
Yeah, and information is definitely so valuable now, having the inside scoop, especially for free on YouTube, which is amazing. So, and then your actual website is jenniferbooker.com, correct?
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
And
simple, just my name.
Yeah, very easy to remember, which for me, I always recommend to my clients in social media to keep everything very simple, uniform across all accounts. And I know you've done an excellent job with that. So to wrap
I've had a great mentor on that. So thank you.
Thanks, Jen. All right. Well, that was really the main questions that I know I've come across. And if the more questions that I do come across, I'll obviously, reach out to you and your knowledge. I value so much in regards to this. So I really appreciate you coming on today, Jen.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great. And I appreciate you thinking of me. And I'm so excited that I was your first interview.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well, right?
Yeah, it went great.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, Jen. And we will see you again soon.
Thank you.
Bye.